Yo, welcome back to another commentary. This time it's lower. I know there's still a vault that I haven't done, but yeah, still no footage for that one, so we will go with lower for now. I think I did that key yesterday night, or tomorrow, basically. Yeah, at the start we skip everything. I just stun this guy and meld. And yeah, then we just speed through this. I think it happened a lot of times where I would do this pull to die or to skip, and my teammates would get in combat for some reason. I think you can deal with that by staying far behind. So if I go super far and super fast and pull the trash away from my team, it's less likely for them to get in combat. The reason for the in combat bug is probably the throw coin spell that they used to use on retail, where they would randomly throw coins at any nearby targets if the tank wasn't in range. They don't do it here, but I think there's still a script for that, and that is maybe why people get in combat, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we have... what was first boss? Cauldron. Maybe you're gonna see it in a second. I play with my crit set here and with boots. Or maybe you saw it already. There you can see it. For just a bit movement speed, because I need to be able to kite Cogglestone, or Cogglestone, whatever his name is. Yeah, we just call kicks here for cauldrons, because that shit hits pretty hard. I don't think we kick every single cast, but fortunately it doesn't one-shot, so we're fine. I think one or two go actually through. Okay, one went through, but I didn't see anyone take damage. Okay, actually doesn't do that much damage. Weird. Maybe he used... never mind, he probably used cooldowns. Anyway, there isn't really anything interesting here. We just kick this guy. Afterwards we're gonna soak the fire with Bubblet to have some space. And Bubblet is actually bugged, so yeah, the fixating doesn't really do anything as long as you stand still. You can just yeah, stay wherever you are and let Bubblet approach you, and you can just debate. It's literally a dummy. Yeah, this guy I'm basically only stopping whenever I need to gain threat on the new ad spawn. For all the DPS, you really want to watch out for that ad spawn cast, because you need to get some distance between you and the boss, because otherwise the chances are very high for you to get melee'd like Finxia got this time. Also, I'm pretty close on getting melee'd from him. I actually do proc in this run because of the dot that he applies. And yeah, maybe I'm gonna go with a bit more speed next time. But I used to do it this way and it used to go fine so far. I'm just a little bit reliant on my Amalthul proc. But it's not too bad. Yeah. Now we're gonna wipe. This is another route. This is not the way we used to do it, and I personally don't think that either of them is superior to the other. I feel more comfortable with the other way, but the other way includes retrainers, and that is just kicks you have to manage that you don't necessarily want to deal with, especially because we're not playing with Smog and not with Revenge here. So I personally have only played with Finxia before and not that often, so We prefer to go the route where we don't play as many retrainers, so we don't have to rely on yeah, on people that we haven't been playing with as much. I'm not saying that they're bad, they're not bad at all, but there's just not the same synergy, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, here we basically pull both rooms because it's teaming and we need the trash. I focus on the retrainer that I marked earlier. And yeah, I kick the mind control here. Obviously, keep moving as a tank because of the arcane void spawns below you that get cast from the wardens, I think are their names. The blue ghosts. Yeah, I mean, other than that, really, there isn't anything challenging in this pull. It's just a lot of trash to handle, but I mean, they die in seconds because there's a lot of non-elites here. So that's not really a big deal. The only thing that maybe can fuck you here is the slow that I have right now. Usually this gets dispelled by our warlock, but I told him that I don't need imp here because it's just one retrainer, so it's fine. But it can get dangerous if you're slowed and there's a lot of trash around you. After this we probably go into the kitchen, I believe, if I'm correct. Yep. We pull everything in the kitchen. In the kitchen you really have to watch out because the chefs, I think, I'm not 100% sure which one it is, but it doesn't really matter that much. They throw shit at you. And there's a slow, there's also a stun. And it just deals a lot of damage and you really don't want to deal with that, so you want to try to line of sight them as much as you can. I think I'm actually going to proc here if I'm correct. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. Now we do the big pull upstairs from Horseman. The usual rune tap use here with Sky's tap. I'm lucky that Icebound Fortitude just came off cooldown because of the stunts from the guardsmen here. That will prevent me from getting stunned. There's the Purgatory proc. And now I'm just kiting until they're dead. You also don't want to be in line of sight of the sentries because I think once they are in range to hit you, they will also cast their multi-shot, which is probably going to kill your team. So you always want to kite them. Since I procced, I'm going to kill myself, and after that we'll pull that one single charger here on the right for Fengxia to trigger his nemesis, so we have even more damage on the big pull afterwards. This is actually a little bit scuffed because this pull takes extremely long, because I think we only have Fengxia and no one else is really dealing that much damage to him. Probably because the Druid has his proc and doesn't want to waste it. And I think Devil and Chiswick just didn't want to proc their trinkets, so they didn't do anything. So in the end, this one charger took us like almost the same time as the big pull afterwards, which in my opinion is really a big time waste. This was not necessary. I think you can definitely do better here. It's definitely not worth it to invest so much time into this one charger. Yeah, it also, for some reason, sometimes it can charge under the ground. That's quite annoying. But you can fix that somehow by going where Chiswick is right now, over here, and the next charge is probably going to get it up the surface again. Then it bugged out again, but now we're good. I always put D&D here on the ground, so I don't get melee in the back instantly. pop my Dancing Moon weapon, Vampiric Blood, Mask Grip, probably a Roan tap. Oh no, Icebound Fortitude. Get some threat and then Kite as always. I want to go far away because the charges of the horses can go through terrain. They can hit you through the wall. And the charge has quite the range, so yeah, you want to watch out for that. Now we go back up and kill Morose. I do have to pull this one Servant here, because I have 2-minute cooldown on my Dancing Moon weapon. And now I'm basically doing what I told you about in my DK video, that turning your back towards them will make you lose more bone shields because you can't parry, and that's basically what I'm doing here. I even told them at like 15% HP or something to stop DPSing because I still didn't have enough cooldown reduction. But yeah, now we're fine and good to go. We have Crispin here, who's the one that casts, I believe Willbreaker is the name. That's a huge AoE. And you can, of course, you can stun that, you can grip it, you can do anything to it. But since they bolster themselves when they get in range of other servants from Morose, their attack speed gets increased as well, or their casting speed. And there's Willbreaker, I just gripped that. And you're not going to be able to group Willbreaker fast enough if they are all stacked, probably. Unless you're very, very lucky or you have insane reflexes. There's also the empowerment gone off, as you can in a second. From that one girl, what is the name again? There you can see it, the empowered arms. This increases the damage done and the attack speed of Morose by 50%. You don't really ever want to have this cast going off. This actually made me proc here. This is absolutely insanity. Yeah. Also, your Warlock also always has to dispel that. Yeah. When Vanish is on you, of course you can meld it, just like any other DPS that is a Night Elf, but you can also pop IBF beforehand, and Vanish is actually not going to stun you, nor is it going to apply Garrote on you. So that's basically a second meld, so to speak. So I always want to keep that in case I get the Vanish. I'm not sure if I actually get it here. I think I get it once at least, or twice. Yeah, there I get once, I melt it. And I think there is going to be another one. Yeah, you can actually see that here. IBF, and you don't get the dot. That's really, really good. I got a bit close here in the end, but we're fine. Now we go down to Horseman. I always play Horseman just with my usual Versa set, Haste Versa, and with Titan Guard for shared suffering. And my Warlock is also gonna put a gateway from where we are right now towards the boss, so I can also use the gate on the following shared suffering. Oops. Also, when you have melee DPS, you kind of want to start tanking for maybe 2 to 3 seconds before your melee DPS goes in, because we had a lot of times the case that for some reason the boss would still attack me, or at least does his animation towards me, but he would actually melee our melee DPS. For some reason, nobody really knows why, at least I don't know, and my team didn't know either. We couldn't really figure it out, but yeah, whenever your melee DPS just wait for a few seconds and let you tank, you're fine. As range DPS, you can outrange the Stomp here if you go far enough. Also, the horses, the horse waves do work again. They used to be bugged, so they wouldn't do anything, but that got fixed, so yeah, you really need to watch out for that now. Mortal Strike, you can AMS that, pre-AMS, and you're good to go. You can also parry it, but if you don't have Dancing Rune Weapon up, that can get spicy and a bit of a gamble, so yeah. It's going back up. Depending on how much damage your team deals and what difficulty you're on, sometimes you're gonna have about a minute until he gets off horse, and like there's gonna be about a minute between his first Mortal Strike and his second one when he comes back off the horse. And if that's the case, then you're good, because you're gonna have AMS again. But if you don't, because I don't know, maybe it's fortified or your team just deals good damage, you kind of want to try to get your Dancing Rune Weapon out for that Mortal Strike. I actually did save my Rune Weapon here somewhat. I didn't really save it, but I used it a bit later, even though it was already ready for that case. But then I noticed that my AMS is ready, so yeah, I didn't want to gamble here, even though the chances were pretty high that I'm going to parry it, so I used AMS anyways, and now I'm gonna proc Rune Tap plus Titan Guard, easy soak, and yeah, that's about it about Horseman. Quite scary. He does deal a lot of damage, especially on Tyrannical. But yeah. There I popped the Dancing again for the Mortal Strike. Also, this horse deals a lot of damage. It deals 100% increased damage once you actually kill the horseman. And this can actually get pretty spicy here. So I always try to keep cooldowns for this phase, because you never really know, like if you don't parry twice in a row. As you can see here, I took like up to 60% of my HP just from one hit. And yeah, especially combined with the Stomp, you wanna watch out for that. But everything went well, for me at least. And now off to the last boss, Maiden. We go through the basement here. You can just walk past this if you're fast enough, but if you're not, there's a possibility for you to pull this spider, so you kind of want to CC this one, just to be safe. I knew that I can pass without CCing this, so it was whatever to me, but I do think they do CC this one for the other DPS to pass. I'm not really sure. I think things here released and went the other way here, which is why I got in combat with the servant here. I did not expect that at all. But it's whatever, honestly, because I wanted to pull this one anyways, because it was just in the right spot. It was just about to turn around and go back outside, but yeah, I didn't want that to happen, because on a later point it can happen that this one is going to come back into this hallway and going to start meleeing my DPS while I'm kiting. So yeah. There we saw the patrol leaving the room. I'm keeping an eye on them. We try to kill this one fast so I can still go and pull the whole hallway with the patrol here. I did miss one guardsman here, but I think I'm going back to get that one in a second. Mass gripping here with Rune Tap, consumption. Now I'm gripping this guy, slowing him and stunning him so he can catch, or the rest of this pack can catch up to him. And then I'm just kiting. And afterwards we need 2 more rooms. I always thought this room has the most trash in it, but I think I was wrong. I think the room in the middle has the most trash. Or the room far on the right next to Maiden. I'm still not 100% sure, but yeah, either way. I think I could have just pulled the room to the right from this one, and then the last room next to Maiden, and we would be fine. But either way, I'm just gonna pull the room right around the corner here on the right, and we're gonna be good, percentage-wise. Almost on the verge of dying here. Trying to help with the kicks here. Now our Warlock is gonna teleport out because of I don't know what exactly. I think he's changing his talent. But don't ask me what exactly, I have no clue. But yeah, we do sum him, so he can just come back on his own. And he's gonna put the gateway right behind us, back into the hallway, because you can actually outrange the Repentance cast if you're super far away. And yeah, I think you have to run about behind the first bookshelf on the left. Obviously from this point of view, so it's quite far, it's almost half the way through the hallway. But yeah. You can melt Sacred Ground, but he doesn't do it here because we need one for our Warlock, because our Warlock is not going to run. He's just gonna soak the damage if he has to get out of Repentance. And just heal himself. I almost didn't see the Sacred Ground here. It was a bit hard to see. But yeah, I mean, there isn't much to it. Although this is still already 22 minutes. I thought it's gonna be faster. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically it. Almost 6 minutes left, or 5:50, I believe. Yeah. Oh, Devil died, unlucky. Yeah, that's it. I hope this is what you were looking for when you asked me for the lower. So yeah, see you guys next time.